Hi, Marta. How are you?
Hi, good, good. So glad
Awesome.
to be here.
Yeah, glad to have you. You look like you're having so much fun making this movie. So tell me about your experience filming it.
I mean, just wonderful. I got to work with people who I've watched in the theaters, like growing up, like Dexter Darden, Maze Runner. I kid you not, that was the person first movie I was so scared to meet. I was like, I've read all the books, I've seen the movie so many times, and now we're in a movie together. What? If someone told me that when I first started life, that this is where I'd be like, no way. Me? Of all the people? And then, in this one, you've got Patty. I mean, I've worked with Tony on the last one, and then Zane and Brittany Garms and Eduardo Franco. I mean, just and Caitlin Olsen playing my mom, Nick
Yeah.
Swartzen being my uncle. I feel like I've been living just a massive dream. I feel like it's one of those things you wake up and you like tell your friend, you're like, want to hear about this crazy dream I had where Caitlin Olsen was my mom? That's what my life feels like.
Right. So I have to say, keep your hands up for Christmas. Super catchy. It's been stuck in my head for days. I don't know why, but it is. And then I loved all your scene work with Zane, and then of course Eduardo at the end and Caitlin. So tell me about your favorite moments to play in the movie.
I mean, anytime you have to kind of like pretend you're on drugs is really fun. Pretend, obviously, act you're like you're on drugs is fun because I feel like that's when anything goes, like acting wise, because it's like you're under the influence. So you're like, you can really just be all sorts of weird and crazy when you're, Zane and I do a ketamine blast in the back of a cop car. Again, when I say my life sounds like some made up dream, it really does. But yeah, and then you're just sitting there and you're like, I can make a pig noise or a dinosaur roar or walk funny because anything goes. And I think that's, as an actor, it's always fun to be given this like wild thing of like, just go do it. Whatever
Yeah.
comes out. You're on drugs, it doesn't matter. Not really, but you know what I'm saying.
So you got to do a lot of improv then, I assume.
Oh, so much. And like Jordan, who was the writer of the first one, writer director of the second one, creator of the Binge universe, really let us play. Like you don't experience that often where people are like, oh, stick to the script, this is who your character is. Do it this way. But Jordan was like, here's a take, do it this way. He'd give you a note and he'd be like, oh, now do it this way. Oh, I loved what you did on that one. Go ahead. Yeah, that was hilarious. Keep doing that. And it'd be just very positive, very supportive, and he created a great environment on set for all of us, I think.
I love it. So tell me
Yeah.
about some of your favorite memories from downtime with the
Oh,
cast.
or downtime or on set?
Both. Let's do both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, we did go to a couple restaurants in Syracuse. There like isn't that many in that area that are walkable, and it was winter, but Dino Barbecue, shout out. We love you guys. We had a great time there. And then and we went to this restaurant where they like cook in front of you. What are those restaurants called? Do you know?
I do know, and now
In
I
front of
totally
you, and
forgot.
I'm
I know what
blanking,
you mean
but
though.
yeah,
I
and they
know what you
like
mean.
take the egg and then they toss it into your mouth. I would just like to mention that out of the whole cast, I was the only one to catch egg in my mouth. And if you guys are looking for someone to stand in this movie, I would choose the girl that caught the egg in her mouth on downtime. But set time, Caitlin Olsen is like my favorite person to just watch her do what she does. She's so incredible, so funny. And like watching her, I think was the greatest acting class I've ever had in my life. It was like,
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know. It's
yeah,
amazing. Beautiful.
yeah.
Hope that answers your question.
It does. Yes, it
Okay,
does.
good.
Totally. I love it. So how was the premiere last night?
Oh my God, so fun. It's fun just seeing the cast all over again, but then to be sitting next to the people and then watching them on the big screen and hearing live feedback of people laughing,
Yeah.
which is just like the craziest thing because it's like how I don't know. It just like, that's
Yeah.
so, I don't know. I'm so grateful to just be here, like, and sit there and people are laughing and having a good time. And it's like, I don't know,
Yeah.
makes you want to cry. I might, who knows? What time is it? Is it too early to cry?
It's never too
1:15,
early to cry. Let
1:15.
me tell you.
It's okay. It's after 12. It's afternoon. We could cry. But it was awesome. It was amazing. And then we danced and had fun. We had Santa at the premiere, taking pictures of with everyone. Jordan wore this funny suit. So did Will, one of the producers, Will Phelps, and they wore these like really crazy suits that cost way too much money for what they look like. But tell them I said that. I doubt they'll watch this. Right?
It's
Whatever.
fine. You could be honest.
Great. It was an
Yes.
interesting suit. It was an interesting suit. For sure. But yeah, great time all around. I wish I could do this. I texted Jordan, I'm like, I wish we could do this every day.
Aw.
Right?
Do you think there'll be more? Do you think there'll be a third one?
I hope so.
So what were some of your favorite scenes to watch as a viewer?
Oh, I mean, because we filmed the movie in parts, I wasn't in like Dex's storyline as much or in Eduardo's storyline as much. So I didn't get a chance to see what they were filming because I came a week later to film. So they had already shot a lot of the movie and I didn't get a chance to see it. So sitting there and watching what I never saw them, on set was like crazy. I was like, oh, so this is how you did this. Oh, so this is what you did. But I gotta say that in the movie, Eduardo has this stunt and I never saw them do it. And to see it in the movie and how great it looked, I was like, movie magic is kind of crazy. Like if you brought back a colonial woman from like the 1700s and showed her Binge 2 and she would be so confused. She'd be like, this is happening in real life because, these effects are crazy. Blows my mind. I
Yeah.
don't know. This is your weirdest interview. I'm so sorry.
No, I like it. It's honest.
But you ever think about colonial people coming and seeing what 2022 is? Like, imagine showing them like Binge 2 or like Avatar, comparing apples and oranges. But,
Yeah.
they think it's real. They're like, did they even have slam balls off of Santa's, what is it,
I hope
pocket or
so.
something? Did they have ketamine blasts in the back of cop cars? Probably not. They probably don't even know what a cop car was, right?
No. Yeah. Yeah.
So did I answer your question?
Yes, you did. So I have to mention really quickly, I thought you were fantastic on Queer as Folk. I'm so sad it got canceled.
Oh, me
I
too.
loved it so much. So what have been some of the fan reactions that really stayed with you or surprised you?
Well, I think given the times right now that are happening, especially like in recent news, I think that show really isn't too far off of our reality. And I think that's kind of sad. Yeah. In a lot of ways, like to think like we made this show and we were like, oh, maybe this stuff, like it's very touchy, it's a very sensitive subject, but to see that that's still happening in the news and like some of it's not even covered a lot of the time. And it's like this show kind of sheds a little light into it. But aside from that, working with that cast was also just amazing. Everyone was beyond supportive, which isn't always the case on every set, but that was just, thanks for mentioning it. That's so kind.
Yeah, I
That's
really
so
loved
nice.
it. I got
You're
to talk
so
to Ryan
nice.
and Jesse, and they were so lovely.
They're so amazing. And again, seeing them on set and do their thing, I was like,
right.
Best acting lessons I've ever received. You just sit there and watch and hopefully absorb geniusness in front of you. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for everything that you do. Thank you for the art that you bring into the world. I really appreciate it. This was so much fun. Thank you, Marta.
Oh, thank you so much. And thank you for the Christmas tree. It's so cute. You go. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.